Hello everyone and welcome to the Racing Social Aintree preview. This is day 2. I hope you enjoyed day 1 and we found plenty of winners. Dawn, day 2 on paper, easier or harder than day 1?
Depends how you look at it. It's all about perspective, Joe, that way. After going through it, and again, I turned it over, I flipped it twice. The weather needs to kind of go away now for some of them to run to what I think they will, but I'm fairly confident. I've at least 3 decent ones in here, decent prices too.
Yeah, okay. On that note, 145, the Mile Main Novice Chase, 3 mile won last year by Hoy Senor. This is a grade 1, believe it or not, looking at this year's renewal, but maybe I'm being harsh, but who takes this prize home?
Well, harsh but fair, Joe. That's what we try to be here.
Before we go through them, this is a grade 1. Are any of these Gold Cup contenders for next year? Doubt it.
Yeah, there's one.
Is there?
Yeah, there is.
Okay then. Floor's yours.
It's Jerry Calam. It's obvious. He'll be in a Gold Cup next year, all going well.
He might be in it, but...
Oh, no, I don't think he'll win it. You know who's going to win it.
Okay, yeah, we'll leave it at that. Go on, and who wins this on Friday?
Well, look, I'm split between Braun and Jerry Calam, but the way Braun ran, look, he ran against he was 150 to 1 in the morning when he ran in the Browns, and for the way he ran was incredible. You have to give him credit. He lost second to Jerry Calam. Jerry Calam came back. That was purely on jockeymanship. I know people grumbled and moaned, and understandably so, about Jordan, but we have to give Jordan credit. It was brilliant jockeymanship at Cheltenham. It was brilliant jockeymanship when he went when he rode him and he won the day before. So I think I am very split. Braun, I'm going the way he ran, and if he gets a bit of a run on them again, he's got a very good chance. That Browns, I Am Maximus was 4th, and look at the Irish national and how easy it looked for him in the end. But can I forsake Jerry Calam? No, I can't. Davy's in the saddle. You're not going to get value here whatsoever. He wasn't fluent in the Browns, but the way he came back at the real whacker, you have to admire. He won that Faheen at Limerick very, very impressively. He had a bit of a scrap in the City Isles. Again, I'll go back to Jordan and say he rode him to win, and he did win. He was unbeaten till the Browns, and he was last year's Arkle favourite. Gordon isn't sending him over for nothing. He's not value. He is kind of fancy. So I'm sticking with Jerry Calam. I'm falling on the sword for him again. I stuck with him at Cheltenham, and I think he'll win here.
I mean, I think Braun and Jerry Calam, they've met twice this year, if that's right. And Jerry Calam obviously finished in front of him twice. From the first meeting, I think Braun has definitely improved a lot since then. His jumping was a bit sketchy. His jumping definitely seems to have improved. Cheltenham, Braun didn't seem to get up the hill to me. He kind of hit the wall, and that allowed Jerry Calam to obviously go past with a sail. I think Aintree will suit Braun, and I'll be fairly optimistic just because of what being Aintree, that he can reverse form with Jerry Calam. I think 72 is a fair enough price. I didn't expect him to be any shorter or bigger. I think that's quite fair. Yeah, I do think Braun is going to reverse form with Jerry Calam. Can you see anything else getting in the race apart from them two?
No, I couldn't look past them because it's rock solid form, Joe. And I'm going off the I Am Maximus bit as well. Like, you've got horses like that finishing behind them pair, and then goes out and has a performance like that on Monday in the Irish National. Look, Braun and Jerry Calam, flip them over, turn it into a forecast. It's the two of them and the rest.
Okay. 20 past 2 now, 2 mile 4 handicap hurdle, won last year by Langadan. Very competitive. I went over and over this race. Obviously, no ordinary Joe. He is dangerous after he's second in the mountain pipe. Nico's back on, up £4. He'll be there or thereabouts, I think, and he's about 10 to 1, which is fair. One I like is Jungle Jack. Yet to finish out the front two in 8 races, winning 5 of them. Career high mark of 136. He's never kind of like ran at this level, but that's not to say he can't. I think the bigger field is a massive plus for him. I think he'll absolutely really enjoy it. And I think Jungle Jack is about 12 to 1. Donald McCain, Brian Hughes. Definitely think he's a fantastic each way bet. So he would be my number 1 pick. Fenner's Cross, he can't be written off at all, but I am with Jungle Jack. It's tentative, but it's each way. What do you like in this?
Well, 2 of my old buddies. The first one at the shorter price, Comprond. Fell in love with him in a puddle of rain at Punchestown on the Saturday. And my Adam adamantly chosen was 4th to him that day. So I go with that form line. Was 4th in the Coral, and then in 2022 to Commander of Fleet. It's 3rd to Langadown. I thought he had it in the bag, Joe. I honestly thought, this is it. Comprand is back. He's back with a bang. He's fantastic. What I like as well is at Punchestown, he bet, because I'm going back to last year instead of his run in the Coral, but he bet Faster Slow, and Faster Slow was 2nd to Corrock Rambler at Cheltenham as well, and I thought he was fierce unlucky. So I really like him at 7 to 1. If I want a lot more value, it didn't happen for him in the pre-tomps. Boss's Oscar. You've got the Firefox half-brother in here now. I'm going to follow that all the way. He's wearing cheek pieces. He's wearing a tongue strap. He's 20 to 1. 11, 12, but Aidan Kelly is taking 5 off. I think he'll be there or thereabouts in this. He was a nice 3rd in the pre-tomps qualifier at Musselburgh in February. And that's when I thought, Cheltenham, he was going to be there or thereabouts. He was 2nd to Flooring Porter at one stage in a handicap hurdle at Navan, and he was 2nd to Bustleton in a beginner's chase at Listowel in 2020. Katrina Bulger is an absolute darling. She used to do my Colonel Maximus. She did Jevray. She rode Jevray. She does the Boss's Oscar. She does Firefox, and I would only be over the moon at 20 to 1. The Boss's Oscar does it for her here. So 20 to 1 value. Comprand, my old friend, I won't forsake him at 7 to 1. Either or, I'm happy, but I'm more positive towards the Boss's Oscar.
Am I writing Boss's Oscar down for your competition pick?
For my competition pick? God, that's a big price. You're going to do it anyway.
Comprand?
Comprand.
He becoming a bit of a frustrating horse. He seems to be the favourite for every single handicap he runs in. I
think everybody is just waiting. And I even know from like the Cheltenham previews, I did a good few of listening to them, and everybody was like, oh, Comprand, he's laid out. And I honestly thought a couple of weeks ago, that was it. There you go. He's got it. And I think even Aidan Coleman thought, here we go. He's got it. But unfortunately, the wheels seem to fall off with him, and he's the bridesmaid. But Aintree is coming, and that's where dreams are made. Yeah. So,
back to graded action now. The top novices hurdle, grade 1, 2 mile, half a furlong, won last year by John Bond. That fantastic battle with Al Fabiolo, and look what they've gone on to this year. Not the greatest renewal on paper, but there is some rock steady form on here. I mean, I'd like to think you're going to go this way, but which way are you going?
You know which way I'm going. The Red Queen, Dream. Lucia, she'll be back. I don't understand, how can anybody think that 4th was bad? Okay, she didn't get to You Wear It Well, but You Wear It Well, we had Jamie on. He basically told us You Wear It Well was going to win it. Did we listen? No. But Lucia was a very decent 4th. Look, she lost nothing in defeat, and you cannot ignore her other form. That superb win at Exeter with the boys, 11 lengths. That's when she set my world on fire. I just thought, here we go. a superstar. And maybe she was just having an off day. We all have off days, you know. So at 9-2 with Nico and Nikki, I think she's really, really good at that. I think she wins it. I did have a little look at In the Pocket as well. He's 4-1, Blue Brazil, Con Hill Daddy. Fortin de Supreme to Marine Nationale. Ile Tomps was 5th that day. You seen he was 2nd to Ile Tomps at the Dublin Racing Festival. He's also beaten Tricard Bragg, who was 5th in the Albert Bartlett. And Deeply Superficial was in that race as well. So you've got a nice little bit of form line again coming up along there. But out of the two of them, what do I want to see? I want to see the Red Queen, Dream, Miracle Horse, Miracle Mare, Lucia.
Okay. Doesn't happen often, but I think we're going to agree on this. On with Lucia. I mean, In the Pocket probably brings the strongest form. I mean, that 4th in the Supreme, it is strong form. But Lucia was, like you said, disappointed at Cheltenham. I still believe she's high class and deserves a chance against the boys at this level. I understand it was a flip of a coin whether she was going to go in the Supreme or in the Mares. Obviously, Nikki won the argument. Nico wanted to go against the boys in the Supreme when he gets his chance to see if he was justified in it. And I do think back on the flatter track, better ground, 9-2 is a bit of an insult in my opinion. I think a fantastic price. So yeah, she won't be far away at all. And Lucia, I'm all the rage with Lucia, so just like you. Move from the hurdling now. This is the main event of the day. It's the Melling Chase, the Marsh. This has been won by some absolute brilliant horses in the past. Last year, won by Fakir. It's 2 mile 4. Fakir's back this year to try and retain his crown. So is the runner-up Hitman. Are you with Fakir? Because I know you're a massive fan.
I am.
Why do I feel a book coming?
Because I like to look down as well sometimes and try to get value somewhere. And I know, look, that 23 lengths behind Shishkin, but that 23 lengths behind Shishkin, would I ask for it back? No, I wouldn't, not at all. I don't think anything went right for him that day. He bet French Dynamite. We've seen all those photos of Horde de Colors, whatever he's called. He's running as well at Turles. I still think he would have beaten that horse that day. I really, really do. I think he's that quality of a horse. Second to Galloping des Champs and to John Durkin. Yes, a good bit behind again, but he's second. If he's not winning, he's second to good horses or third to good horses. He's danced every dance. Let this be his 3 Marshes. I really hope so. Pick Dory as well. He worries me. He's got the tongue strap on. We did say the worry was about him being eyeballed. We seen him eyeballed at Ascot, and what happened? 16 lengths happened. So if Fakir Dideries eyeballs him, will the same thing happen? I don't know, because the 2 boys are fresh. They haven't been to Cheltenham, so they're fresh as they come. And like Mark Walsh and Harry aren't going to leave each other alone either. They're not going to leave any space. French Dynamite, you know I'm going to mention him because of Matney, the mare with the golden womb, the poor almighty Potter now. And we've got brighter days ahead. We've got Indiana Jones. We've Caldwell Potter, all out her. I thought he ran a solid race. Your Hitman only done him for 3rd in the Ryanair, and I was raging, but I thought he ran a brilliant race. He was 5th in the Saddles, the Conflated. Ground is a little bit of a worry if this rain keeps coming and coming and coming. I think he's a very good horse. I think he's worth a look at 8-1, but I think it'll be the 2 boys. I think it'll be Pictori and Fakir Dideries eyeballing each other, and I think Fakir takes it home for a 3rd time.
I'm insulted. You keep just leaving him out. Everyone does. Everyone always ignores him, and he just keeps running big races. You're right. Then 2 might eyeball each other, which I think is great news for Lorcan and Hitman, because they shoot themselves in the foot. He will mop up. Pick Dory, obviously we've backed him before on this pod a few times. He's a decent animal and he's definitely improving. They were always coming here, I understand, weren't they? They were both, obviously none of them going Cheltenham after being slammed by Shishkin at Ascot. Fakir obviously won this last year, but you could argue he's not been in the same form since. Is that fair?
I think his heart has been a little bit broken, Joe. I honestly do. I think because what he's meeting, it's not grinding him down. He's nearly wearing him out. He's nearly at the back rather than the front. And there's the old joke that Galopin Des Champs, by falling, put Bob Ollinger into retirement. Yeah. So could you say that is the case? I don't know with the John Durkan, because I was well impressed with the John Durkan. I even had people trying to tell me that he was going to win the John Durkan. I never thought that was going to happen. But I love the old boy. He dances every dance. Your Hitman, I knew you weren't going to, I
was hoping he was going to go. Paul said he might go Sandown for the finale day for the Oakley Chase. I was shocked to see him declared. But obviously, he must be well at home. He must have taken Cheltenham well, and he takes his chance, and he fully deserves his chance. And I think Lorcan gets on with him. Lorcan rode him last year. He finished second. He looked like he was going to absolutely hack up in the race. It'd be great for Lorcan if he was to win this Grade 1 after missing Cheltenham and all the to-do that went on.
And that King, like the King George, I was fully on board, and we know afterwards there was problems there. So, him and Lorcan are reunited, maybe. Just maybe. Bet of the day?
Not quite. Third in the Ryanair. Not
that confident.
The cards do need to fall right for him. It's obvious. I mean, I love him, but I do understand the cards have got to fall right. But 5-1. I mean, we could be sitting here Saturday thinking, why didn't we've been told how good he is. Lorcan's confident in him. Lorcan's rode him well before, so I think the stars should be aligning, so I'm all in on Hitman.
Manifesting. It's the best.
Move on now to the Topham now. This is always a fantastic race. I love this race. It's just fast, furious. Jumping is at the maximum and very, very, very competitive. Who do you like in this, Dawn? It's hard to just pick one, isn't it?
I know it is hard to pick just one, Joe. Like, I mean, how many's in it even? Did I see 30 or something? Or maybe there's not that many. There's a lot anyway. There's a lot. So I'll break it down a little bit for you. First off, I'll just give a little shout out to Hardline, because Alex Hutter, who is Gordon's secretary, he's her darling. And he's been running very well in point to points. He did finish the cross country at Cheltenham. Ricky Doyle is up, who we've seen riding Panda Boy in the Irish National. He's 50-1. He's got 10-6 up, and it's a good look to Hardy. We love Hardy. So final orders of Gavin's. He was 5th to Mascada in the Grand Annual. Dino Blue, 2nd. Third time lucky, runs tomorrow, 4th. He'd 5 wins before then. He'd a lovely 4-length win in the handicap chase on Boxing Day. He actually won a flat race. Sorry to use the F word, but I'm going to. In July at Bellierstown. He was 2nd that day. Tronador was 1st. My point is, Tronador won a really good race at Aintree 2 years ago, and he won the Paddy Power handicap chase at Dublin Racing Festival. He's 10-1. And I think he's very, very good value at that. He's by Camelot. So I'm just going to stick in another bit of flat. Luxembourg, my Arc de Triomphe favourite for this year, is also by Camelot. So I really like him. Ashtown Lad at 9-1. I want my Skeleton Aeroplane. He was 3rd to Remastered at Aintree. He won back in December at Aintree in the Beecher in front of Geeskill, is it? Geeskill? who's also in the race. He's got a hoist in your form. He was 5th in a Scottish National too. Win My Wings and Kitty's Light was 2nd. So like him a lot. Am I gonna go your side or my side? Ashtown Lad.
Okay. With a scouting horse. Thing is, on my record of the national fences has been half decent recently, apart from the actual national itself, and I never get anywhere near. But these other races, I do all right. I mean, Al Dancer, I tipped him up with the Grand Sefton. he's been put away for this, so he's dangerous. Jez Kill, I fancied him for the Beecher. He was second. He's up £3. He absolutely loves these fences. And if you watch the way he jumps around, you've always got half a chance when you jump around like him. Il Ridoto, in those cheek pieces, as we know, he should relish this. I know it's first time up over these fences, but he's the type to really improve over these fences. The one I like, last year's second, frustratingly second for me, and that's Bazio. He was off 135 last year. He's 11 years old now, but going through, age didn't matter in a race like this. It's all about experience. He's only been seen once this season, and he was unseated. Not ideal prep, but we're talking about Ted Walsh horse here. Ted Walsh, he knows the time of day, as we all know. Brian Hayes is on 18-1. I think what's not to like. Bazio, fantastic each way bet. Ted Walsh, he's fairly quiet season, hasn't he?
Very quiet, but I'm hoping in some way, Joe, like he produced the good horse, and Philly, it's another Irish pronunciation. The day Country Queen won at Leopardstown, and I think she's very, very good. And any second now, they've sunken with weight. They've been unkind. Would I love to see a bit of a fairy tale there for the boy? I really, really would. But you know, he always pulls one out of the bag. He always does. He always has. They talk about Willie's secret weapons. Ted has one or two. Never forget that, one or two. So, yeah, there's method in your 18-1 madness.
Definitely. Brian Hayes on as well. Obviously, Brian Hayes won at Cheltenham Festival Imperius. He's in great form recently, and it'd be great to see him win over the national fences. Moving on to the Sefton novices. Grade 1, 3 mile, half a furlong, won last year by Argelino Bello. And obviously the winning connections are back here with Stay Away Faye, who easily won the Albert Bartlett, shall we say. Who do you like? Stay Away Faye? You a lover or a hater?
No, I don't like Stay Away Faye. That Albert Bartlett hurts. And it still hurts. 4 weeks on and it hurts. The pain never goes. But we move forward, like with horse racing, always forwards. Where am I going? Another dawn. Grey dawning, gorgeous Flemingsfort grey. I fell in love with him this season. Yes, I'm going for our aeroplanes again, but you can't ignore 112, 111. His last win in novice hurdle at Warwick, he was squeezed, and he still led by 5 lengths. He's a battler, an absolute battler. Second in November at Aintree in the novice hurdle, only beaten 1.7 lengths. And he was headed. And when he won at Boxing Day at Kempton, Borborelli was fourth to him. And Borborelli was fourth. No, he only bet Borborelli that day, and Borborelli was fourth to Teddy Blue at Plumpton on Sunday. So we have a nice little bit of that going on. I love him. I want to see him win. I want a grey dawning Friday. He's 9-1. What's not to like? I also looked at Absolute Notions. That's the way we say it over here. He's 7-2. Davies up. You've got Goodland form from Dublin Racing Festival. He was second to Goodland. Barry Connell's Sangor Clegane was third. Very good horse of Paul Nolan's, who got very close to Facile Vega. Don't dig Facile Vega out. Sangor Clegane actually goes to Punchestown. He's one to keep an eye on. And he was second in 2 bumpers last year as well. 2 very good bumpers. Really, really like him. But out of the 2, Grey Dawning at 9-1 seems brilliant. I feel it seems like a steal to me, to be honest.
Harry's not on tonight, so I thought there's no way I'll be hearing any Scout and Lovins, but it's gone the opposite way. I've had 2 in a row.
I know, but I'm going with the old Aintree thing of I've gone with a name. I'm not only going with a name, I'm going with rock solid form and a gorgeous grey. So I'm a sucker for the greys. I'm a sucker. Well, I'm Dawn, and his form don't lie.
No, I mean, I find that Albert Bartlett is a tough race to judge on form-wise moving forward. It doesn't seem to like move on. But however, Stay Away Faye, that was only his 3rd run over hurdles, and that was, for me, that was so impressive. Proper stayer with a touch of class about him. I mean, I can't see him being beat at all. It's clear on ratings. The way I look at it, unless something improves £4 or £5 and he doesn't improve, nothing should stop him winning. There's always the worry how he's going to come out of Cheltenham, stuff like that. But it's lightly raced, and I think Nichols wouldn't run him if he wasn't bouncing at home. So yeah, 3-1. I noticed it. He started off at 6-1 when the market opened. So 3-1 already, and he'll probably go off 5-2, 2-1 on the day, especially if Nichols has a couple of winners beforehand, which he possibly should do. So yeah, I'm all about stay away Faye for me.
No, it'll be go away Faye.
Last race, conditional and amateur rider, handicap hurdle, 2 mile, half a furlong, won last year by Hacker the Places. I've been over and over this, Dawn. The favourite is 7-1. That just shows how competitive this is. The one I like is way down. Top weight, 25-1. Home Public. Could do with the ground having good in, which if it rains tomorrow, then we get a bit of a dry spell Friday. By the time it could dry fairly well. Dry the better for him. Career high mark of 138. He beat WizKid in January, who was 4th in this race last year. He was 6th in the Ascot handicap. However, that was over a bit further. His best form is over this trip. It's top weight for a reason. 25-1. I wouldn't put you off that in an each way chance, considering a lot of the others have a lot of question marks to answer. Where's your dart going in this, Dawn? Because it is a puzzle.
It's a puzzle, but we like puzzles and we like to fix them. And 9 times out of 10, we do. So, handicap king, Tony Martin, you can't ignore him. And I'm amazed you've forsaken him after Good Time Johnny giving you a good time. But Nibru, I think it is. Lee McKenna, taking 5 off. Yeah, he's 6-1. You're not getting much value. Second to Gary, Gaelic Warrior at Dublin Racing Festival. Ballyadam was 3rd that day. He was 11th coming down the straight. So Liam kind of gave him the same ride that we were seeing on Good Time Johnny. He seemed to wait, pounce. And he was only done, 3.75 lengths. He's also been 7th to Bride's Hill in a handicap. So you've got Tell Me Something Girl, Instant, Allegory de Vassi form there. He ran into places. You're not going to like this bit, and this is probably why you ignored him. At Dundalk last year as well. He was 6th to Winter Fog at Leopardstown at Christmas, and he won it down Royal in a handicap back in November. He fought hard that day, Joe. So if he fights hard in this, I think he is the out and out winner in this. I really, really like him. To touch on another note, and a little bit of for all the old Oliver Brady racing fans out there, the late Oliver Brady, who brought so much to racing. Rita Shah has a horse here, Advanced Virgo. Now, we went chasing after Advanced Virgo in February last year before we got Country Queen. Good little horse. He actually has your old friend Drop the Anchors form. He has won races. And when he went into Rita Shah's colours, he went and won a hurdle at Cork at 40-1 under Jonathan Moore. We haven't seen him since. Anya O'Connor is up, and we know how effective and good Anya is. She takes 5 off, and he's 20-1. And I think it's a really, really, really good story. And I will be having a romantic bet on him, not only because we went chasing the horse, and I looked at him and I went, Jesus, I'd love him for an old charity race. He's by Holy Roman Empire, and he is a gorgeous horse. So there'll be pictures going up on Twitter as well. But to see Rita Shah have a winner at Aintree, it would be really, really lovely. And as we say, like, Aintree is the stuff where dreams happen and you get stories. So my romantic bet there goes with Advanced Virgo. But I think Nibru is the one you have to beat.
I can't believe you've brought Dundalk into the conversation.
Dundalk!
Whatever it is, it doesn't belong at Aintree.
You're missing out. You're seriously missing out.
Yeah. So if I was to push you, Dawn, for your strongest selection of the day, where would you go?
Lucia. The Red Queen Dream.
I'm going to go with, considering you're going Lucia, we can't agree. I'm going to go with Stay Away Faye, I think. If she stays free, I think that's fantastic value. Only just in front of Hitman. We'll see how that goes. So again, Dawn, thanks again for your time, and thanks everyone for watching. We'll be back tomorrow, hopefully, with the Grand National Preview, Day 3, and the main event itself. So all the best.